Right now, though, it has been 24 years, would you believe, since he first starred in The Mummy, and now Brendan Fraser has made a spectacular and very deserved return to Hollywood with his Oscar-nominated role in The Whale. Well, Brendan joins me now. Congratulations.
Thank you, Lorraine.
Remarkable film, and you're so good in it. You're in just about, in fact, you're in just about every scene, aren't you, really? Because it's all in Charlie's room.
That's right. It's a two-bedroom apartment in Anywhere, Idaho. It's a story that's told behind closed doors all over the country, the continent, the world.
Yeah.
One that we're not familiar with because we just don't go into that room very often for all manner of reasons. But this film extends an invitation to its audience.
Yeah.
And if that invitation's met with a furrowed brow, then we're not going to get anywhere. But if you accept it and go see how what Charlie's World is, it's a lot more fulfilling than you would have expected.
Exactly, and the thing about it is we can be so judgmental and we never know what's going on in people's lives. You know, whether it's someone like Charlie who's now weighing 600 pounds, he's dying. I mean, he really is. Or somebody who's homeless and we don't know, and everybody's got their story. And that's what I loved about the film. You know, gradually we get to know why he's like this, but yet still he's a very pure soul, isn't he?
He's relentlessly, annoyingly positive to his friends.
He's really positive.
I think that's probably, I thought he's someone who's been derided all his life in all manner of ways. And he had to make a decision at some point to either just collapse and not exist or take the opposite approach, which he chose to do.
I don't know if anybody else could have done it, but you. I really don't. I can't imagine anybody else in the role. I can't imagine anybody bringing that sort of real vulnerability as well. You know, it's quite remarkable. And of course, we remember you. I mean, my daughter now, we must have watched George of the Jungle 199 times.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. It still makes me laugh. It was a fantastic film.
Thanks.
The Mummy, all these amazing films. But you being you, because you give 110% all the time, I mean, you still got injuries from those movies because you went, oh, I'll do that. No, that's fine. Don't worry, I'll be fine. And then, you sort of got a broken arm and you're bouncing back up again and you just get on with it. It's amazing.
Well, there's a certain... I'd rather work smart than work hard these days. So.
I think you're very wise. I think you're very, very wise. Because it was a great time, and then you had a really horrible experience, an awful experience when you were much younger, and you bounced back from that. You know, I mean, well, there is a real vulnerability and about you. You're a strong, strong man.
You're very kind to say.
No, but it's true, and you've managed to do, incredible things. And everybody, what's it been like? Because everybody, as soon as I said I was going to be talking to you, everybody, oh, I love him. Always wonderful. Nobody's got a bad word to say about you. Now, that doesn't happen in Hollywood land.
Which is why we're in the UK right now.
It just doesn't. It really doesn't. What do you put that down to, that sort of being able to be a survivor, being able to forgive, and just being able to go on and do the best work that you've ever done?
Straight up, I've got 3 kids. I know what it means to have all the love I'll ever need in my life.
Right.
And I don't have anything to prove. So I'm keen to just make work that I think will reach people in a meaningful way.
Yeah.
You make one for fun. You make one for money. You make one for prestige. If you're lucky, you get to make one at all. And that I could be a part of a film that is reaching people and is hopefully changing some hearts and minds about the way that we speak about one another in terms of weight bias, which is a very serious concern of mine, for everyone. There's harm to be done, that can be done by the way that we speak to one another.
When you find out Charlie's story, it's absolutely heartbreaking and it all just clicks into place, doesn't it? But you as an actor, you've got no vanity whatsoever. You can see that from the performance, and that's a good thing. It's a really good thing. But physically very demanding, I would have thought, when you've got to, use all those prosthetics to look bigger, to look much bigger, obviously.
It was a rule that this makeup and costume would obey the laws of physics and gravity, be appropriately cumbersome, so that there was less to effect in a performance. So often we've seen weight gain costuming that is really just a silhouette or almost a Halloween costume with a fit actor in something that's, you know, cotton batting, really. And it's in service of a one-note joke or to just vilify a character in a way that's unfair. But clearly, this is not that.
No, not at all. Not at all.
And the process itself to create this is interesting because this film was made during the time of COVID, and Adrian Moreau, our makeup artist, he didn't have access to one another. So I was scanned digitally with an iPad in my driveway. That was sent to him. He created Charlie's body virtually as a 3D model and then printed appliances that a mold could be made from, skipping a process of compounding and sculpting. So he had absolute control over the size of your pores, the anomalies in the skin, the textures of wrinkles in the eyes, everything. And for that, it succeeds because if you were to see any of the seams or the dotted lines or any artifice in this look, it would take you out of the story.
Of course it would.
And after 5 minutes of spending time with this guy, you kind of feel either I want to be his friend or I know him or I want to know him. That's how I felt when I read the story. And it doesn't distract you. You can go on his emotional journey with him.
Absolutely. You know what? Thank you for making it. Obviously, I think, you know, I would save a space on your mantelpiece for that Oscar, or whatever you want to put it, because unbelievable performance, really. And I cannot wait to see what you're going to do next.
Thanks, Lorraine.
Thank you so much for coming in. It's been an absolute delight.
My absolute pleasure.
And The Whale is out next Friday. Honestly, I could not recommend it highly enough.